That perfect spring fit. Hey everybody, it's Chris Cashman behind the scenes here. Don't attempt to adjust your television set. We're at Benaroya Hall for the symphony. She's getting a facelift. We'll tell you all about it on a hard hat edition tonight on Evening. For the first time in 123 years, the Seattle Symphony has its first female conductor. We learn all about her. And why bargain hunters are flocking to a colorful shop on Tacoma's Antique Row. Plus, an exclusive interview with Season 20, The Voice contestant Savanna Woods at her Washington home.
They keep on changing.
And good evening. Let's make it a great one. I'm still Chris Cashman, and welcome to beautiful Benaroya Hall. We've got the place to ourselves today for a very special reason. In fact, if you listen close, you might hear a very special symphony. Actually, it's more of a cacophony of construction as renovations are underway.
Yes, so we're really excited to be refreshing the public-facing spaces of Benaroya Hall. So that means the Grand Lobby, which we're standing in now, Recital Hall Lobby, and the Boeing Company Gallery behind us, which is a public space all along 3rd Avenue. It actually hasn't been open to the public since pre-pandemic.
These are future cafes.
And essentially, we're really just working to up the hospitality of what we offer and have the experience start when you first enter the doors rather than only on stage, and provide a much more elevated experience all around. So we started this project right after the pandemic, and we felt like taking up an entire block of downtown, it was an important responsibility for us to participate in the revitalization of downtown. And we're continuing performances throughout the end of the season, and we'll reopen on September 19th for opening night.
So fun, can hardly wait to see her new sparkle here, but don't wait until the fall to come see a show. This would be a historic time to come see the symphony because for the first time in its 123-year history, the symphony has a female conductor at the podium. Grammy-winning music director Zhang is here, and photojournalist Diane Lewis-Torrey captured her performance, and Saint has her profile.
If you've ever slipped into a symphony hall before the show, you know this sound. Not quite music, not quite silence. More like everything waiting to happen. This is Zhang's moment to shine.
I feel that I'm the one who needs to get the music to happen.
With every gesture of the baton, the hands, the body, through expressions, the eyes especially, Xian rides the sound like a surfer who knows what every part of the wave should do.
100-member orchestra is really powerful. Conductor needs to know how to ride it, how to drive it. There are ways you have to know how to make it faster, you need to know how to make it slower. So there's a lot to do for a conductor, and a lot to learn actually. It takes years.
Music was always going to be a part of Xian's journey. Born at the end of China's Cultural Revolution, her parents had high hopes.
They wanted to start me on the piano, but they couldn't really find one. Everything was burned, destroyed.
So her father built a piano by hand out of what he could find.
The hammers and the keys of the piano, the little, many parts.
And he painted it a deep red.
So that was my very first piano. They were determined to train me as a musician.
A gifted piano student, Xian's teacher convinced her to try conducting. lot of people think a conductor's job is to control everything.
It is about leading, and also it is about when to control and when to let go. When to let the orchestra play and kind of release it so it would really, really go on its own.
For every hour she spends rehearsing an orchestra, Xian spends 20 studying the music.
Don't be anxious getting onto the third beat.
First violinist Noah Geller has been the Seattle Symphony's concertmaster since 2018.
Xian is a very gifted musician. She knows her craft very well. She is an extremely clear conductor, and she shows us a lot with her hands and with her gesture.
Keep the time, but do color. Color is beautiful. One more time, please.
The smallest of gestures can impact the entire sound of a symphony.
That sounds really intimidating. It sounds scary, but if it sounds good, that's to a musician, that's the ultimate goal.
Those of us in the audience sometimes get chills.
Exactly.
What about you?
You get goosebumps.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. That means the music touched you, and you went, oh wow. That's the moment I'm seeking. If just for a split second that happened in one concert, I call that a great concert.
Thank you, Saint, and we are awarding full style points to our female behind the camera, Diane Lewis-Torrey here. This is Saint off stage, capturing the perspective of watching Diane try to blend in amongst the orchestra. There she is. By the way, the symphony is going to present the music of George Gershwin at the end of May, and tickets are still available. Speaking of great music, maybe you've seen her on season 20 of The Voice. She's on Team Kelly. Jose hit the road to catch up with Savanna Woods in tonight's Evening on the Road.
Today I'm driving to Stanwood to meet with the one and only Savanna Woods to learn more about her music. I'm going in style with the 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe. This is the Hybrid Calligraphy Edition. It comes with a driver's seat relaxation function that helps you unwind at the push of a button. It also has a full display rear view mirror that uses a camera to keep your view clear, even when the cabin is full. And with a heads-up display projecting key info into the windshield. You can keep your eyes where they belong, on the road ahead. And just like that, I arrive.
I don't apologize for who I am.
I came to visit her creative space. So this is it.
Welcome to my home.
One that Savanna calls her oasis. To learn more about her music.
The reason I held on is the reason I'm already gone.
Who is Savanna Woods?
I would say the gist of me is music and travel. I'm a creator, I'm an explorer. I would say I'm primarily a writer, and then music is the layer on top of that. I never even considered that I could have it be a career. Not to say that I wasn't supported in music. I was born into music. My dad got me singing and playing from day one, basically. I've been singing since I could talk and performing since I could walk.
Lost along the way, you say my...
Where's the inspiration coming from?
I write when I feel really drawn or pulled to write, or there's something really strong in me that I want to get out. And every song kind of writes itself in different ways. A lot of my songs were written here, in the forest, on the water, in nature, in my home. The Pacific Northwest is fully influencing me as a human. And we live in the most beautiful place ever.
We're here on this earth to live.
After playing for a couple years, Savanna knew she needed to take the next step.
Playing tiny, tiny little venues to 0 people for no money for so many years.
And that was a show called The Voice.
But you see, it's not me, it's not my...
What made you try to go to The Voice?
I needed something to pop me up to the next level, and it was so much fun. I just made really great friends and worked with some of the biggest people in the music business.
The times, they keep on changing, and cycles forever breaking.
The last year or two, I've been working a lot with producing, and I recorded and produced my whole last album. Quality creations that I'm happy about.
Cycles forever breaking.
How will you describe your music?
Americana grunge, I kind of like that.
Yeah,
You
Americana
know?
grunge sounds cool.
Yeah, it's like Pacific Northwest meets Seattle grunge scene. I think the best songs are written from pure, honest, deep emotion.
And for those listening to her music, she has a message.
I just want it to connect with them and make them feel things. Connect with your heart, connect with the world around you. I just want it to make you feel.
Thank you, Jose. The perfect segue now for our Western Washington Hyundai Dealers Hometown Heroes Contest. Do you know somebody that deserves a new Hyundai, like the one you saw Jose driving? Could be a teacher, could be a healthcare worker. Nominate somebody making a difference in your community.
Your Western Washington Hyundai dealers are honoring everyday heroes by giving away an all-new 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe to someone who makes their community a better place. To nominate someone, go to king5.com/hero and tell us what makes that person so special. But hurry, the deadline to nominate your Hyundai hero is Sunday, May 10th. Still to come on the show, why bargain hunters are heading to a colorful shop on Tacoma's Antique Row. Plus, Bellevue's interactive gaming experience that you don't want to miss. Evening is sponsored by Western Washington Hyundai Dealers.
And welcome back to Evening. I'm Chris Cashman. We are downtown Seattle here at beautiful Benaroya Hall where renovations are underway. She's getting a new sparkle here. And in fact, the Symphony is the kind of place where you want to look just right. Where are you going to get the perfect fit? Forget fast fashion. There is a reason why people are flocking to a thrift store in Tacoma's Antique Row.
I think that people are more open to being unique. Like, I think it's more on trend to be slightly different than being so cookie cutter.
Crystal Wynn is on a mission to bring bold colors back in fashion, all while saving the environment from super cheap and super disposable clothes shipped across an ocean.
If I can get people away from that, I feel like I'm doing something for the planet, for the earth.
Since opening her shop, Peppermint Tuna, in 2023, she's catered to people like Heidi Behole, searching for the right thing at the right kind of price.
It's like a treasure hunt, I guess. Like looking at things and finding things that I've never really seen in regular stores.
Cecil Perez is looking for a leather jacket that doesn't give off Terminator vibes.
She definitely had like a good variety, bigger sizes, smaller sizes.
Crystal is more than a shopkeeper. She's the star of Peppermint Tuna's social media accounts.
It is fun, but I get kind of nervous that I'm putting myself out there too much. Like, I don't know if the public wants to see this face all the time.
I know the feeling, but each post is really dedicated to the clothes Crystal has curated for her customers.
I don't know, it feels good when somebody actually takes the time out to say, hey, you look really good, or like, that outfit's really nice. Where'd you get it from? Like, oh, well, I curated it myself. It makes me so happy. Like, it's definitely a pay cut, for sure, but it pays and fills my happiness cup. I'd rather do this than have tons of money and be unhappy.
I like those duds. Peppermint Tuna is open Wednesday through Sunday, 12:30 to 5:30. And speaking of one-of-a-kind spots, we're headed to Bellevue for an interactive gaming experience.
We have 8 rooms. All the rooms are different from one another. Once you get the wristband, you get an hour, you come into the rooms and you play whatever you want to play. There's a lot of interactive experiences. The first room we're going to play is in here. The game is called Safe Island. The rule is each of us has an island to stand on. We cannot share islands. The color on the wall will indicate which color we stand on. And then once we all stand on the island, the colors will switch, the islands will switch, and we have to run to the next island.
Any tips?
Go as fast as you can. Red, red, red. Blue, everybody go to blue. Green, green, green. Blue, 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 blue. And we did it.
Jesus, okay.
Next room is gonna be our I room. We're gonna play a game called Phantom Number. You're hitting numbers from 1 to 10 in order. While we're doing that, there's gonna be some music in the background. Once we hear that music, we all have to hide. Third one, we're gonna play a game called Puzzle Illusion. Go! So for that one, there's gonna be all kinds of colors on a wall, and then we just have to pick out the color that does not belong in the row. Yep, there you go. More than just a place to play games, it's a community-based environment that people can come and join one another. Anyone that wants to have fun, anyone that wants to have like a good time with their family, friends, no matter what age you are, as long as you can walk, you can play.
Got next? Check out the arcade. There is a 1-hour Game Pass available for $34.99. Up next.
Explore Seattle's historic Smith Tower.
We want guests to come into this building and to be like, wow.
And welcome back to Evening from beautiful Benaroya Hall, where the symphony, well, they're getting a facelift, ladies and gentlemen. Renovations are underway. She's getting a new look. Stay tuned. We're going to feature one of her neighbors as well, because when it was completed in 1914, Seattle's Smith Tower was the 4th tallest building in the world. Not so much anymore, but still an iconic place to visit.
It's one of the oldest and most iconic structures in Seattle. Now, the owners of the Smith Tower are finding new ways to share the building's history.
They wanted to reimagine what our guests could experience here. And it has to start with who started this, why it was started, and what's here. This is the Smith Tower Museum Experience, and it is a timeline of Smith Tower even prior to Smith Tower being built.
The recently opened mini museum is home to a time capsule of items including ones from the man the building is named after.
Lyman Cornelius Smith, who was the person who started Smith typewriters. We have 7 of them. Some of these typewriters have never been seen before. Mr. Lyman Cornelius Smith wanted to take his operations to the West Coast, right, to build his Asia clientele. He built this building to start that type of operations. We do have some artifacts from the building, including a lot of things from our elevators. Our elevators used to be cranked.
And once you are done at the ground floor museum, you can catch a ride back in time.
They take one of the original Otis elevators up to the 35th floor, so that's where our outside deck observatory is. We want guests to come into this building and to be like, wow, right? There's a story every corner of this building.
Tickets to the mini museum are free as long as you purchase a ticket to the observatory level there of the Smith Tower.
Now in our 40th season, Evening shares local stories that make our community shine. Evening is sponsored by Pemco Insurance. Pemco empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at pemco.com.
Best Northwest Escapes is sponsored by Unforgettable Grays Harbor County.
And welcome back to Evening from Benaroya Hall, where construction is underway. Renovations, they're part of the downtown renovation. Very exciting to see what they're up to. In fact, I can almost smell one of my favorite pizza places not far from here. Maybe you don't have this on your calendar yet. You know that every 3rd Friday in May is National Pizza Party Day. Unless I've been tricked. Either way, it's a wonderful excuse to eat pizza. So we thought we'd celebrate a little bit early by visiting one of Chef Tom Douglas's pizza restaurants, Serious Pie, here in downtown. This place has been around since 2006. We spoke with Eric Tanaka about what makes these pies one of a kind.
To me, I think you're trying to focus on the basics of the flavor. Flavor is flavor as long as you're delivering what you're promising. It's critically about the dough. It's a process. It's not just put it in a bowl, mix it, and then start shaping. We make our own pepperoni, we make our own sausage. Just trying to bring some uniqueness to the flavor of our toppings. I think there's a little bit more character to a fire-cooked pizza. There's a little more char. It really depends on the pizza maker in that regard of kind of crafting each pizza.
Delicious stuff. Serious Pie currently has 2 locations. They are here in downtown and now in Totem Lake. Try the potato pizza. Speaking of the best Northwest Escapes, time is running out for you to vote on your favorite spots. Every vote enters you to win that getaway to the Washington coast.
All you need to do is vote in our 30th annual Best Northwest Escapes. Go to king5.com/escapes to vote for your favorite getaways. Each vote gives you a chance to win a Grays Harbor getaway to Westport, Ocean Shores, Lake Quinault, and Seabrook, worth $5,000. So vote for your favorite best Northwest escapes right now.
No, really, vote right now. Voting ends today, May 6th. And speaking of time, we are out of it. My thanks to Benaroya Hall and the Seattle Symphony. Construction is underway. They probably need me swinging a hammer or something. We'll see you next time.